You are working harder than anyone you know. You have the strategy, you have the intelligence, and you have the hustle. Yet, every time you reach a certain level of financial success, something happens. An unexpected bill arrives, a business deal falls through, or, perhaps most tellingly, you find yourself paralyzed, spending the money as fast as it comes or hesitating when you should be claiming your territory. You call it bad luck. You call it the economy. You call it a lack of discipline. You are looking in the wrong direction. The ceiling on your bank account was not built by your employer or your circumstances. It was built by your bloodline. You are currently a prisoner of an invisible family script that dictates exactly how much wealth you are allowed to have before you become a traitor to your lineage. Today, we perform a psychological inversion. Today, we look into the financial shadow and learn why you must betray your family's poverty to claim your own riches. We have identified the pattern of financial self-sabotage and the invisible ceiling that governs your wealth. We have established that your bank account is a mirror of your lineage. Now, in this next part, we will analyze the systemic constellations of Bert Hellinger and the concept of blind loyalty, and I will show you how your subconscious is staying broke to prove that you still belong to your family. To understand your money blocks, you must stop viewing yourself as an isolated individual and start viewing yourself as a single cell in a much larger family body. Bert Hellinger, the architect of Family Constellations, taught that we are all governed by a family soul, a collective conscience that demands balance and belonging. The strongest drive in the human psyche is not the drive for success. It is the drive to belong. From a biological perspective, to be excluded from the tribe was once a death sentence. Therefore, your subconscious mind will prioritize belonging over wealth every single time. If your ancestors experienced poverty, loss, or financial trauma, they developed a survival frequency. They learned that life is hard, that money is scarce, and that people with wealth are evil or different. What your ancestors did not understand, and what the 99% still fails to grasp, is that money is not a thing you hoard. It is currency. The word itself stems from current, like an electrical flow. It is energy. Everything in your material reality is fluctuating energy that has been fixed into particles by your observation and your belief system. Money is no exception. When you stay in blind loyalty to your family's poverty, you are essentially adding resistance to the electrical circuit of your life. You are closing the circuit. Your subconscious whispers, "If I am rich while they were poor, I am leaving them behind. I am no longer one of them." To avoid the guilt of having more than your lineage, you subconsciously sabotage your success to stay at their frequency. You choose poverty because poverty feels like home, and wealth feels like exile. We have mapped the biology of belonging and the physics of currency. We have seen how guilt acts as resistance in your financial circuit. Now, we will examine the source illusion and the financial shadow, and I will show you why your current moral stance on money is actually a leash that keeps you poor. Most high-achieving women are trapped in the source illusion. You believe that your wealth can only come from one province of your life, your business, your salary, or your specific job. This is a subject's mindset. By deciding how the money must arrive, you have narrowed the conduit. The sovereign woman understands that she is a vehicle for growth, expansion, and evolution. When you have a burning desire for a vision that requires resources, the field begins to provide coincidences and synchronicities. But if you believe money only comes from your 9 to 5, you become blind to the $60,000 opportunity sitting at the lunch table right in front of you. Furthermore, you must face your financial shadow. Carl Jung taught us that the shadow is everything about ourselves that we refuse to acknowledge. For the powerful woman, this shadow often contains her ambition, her hunger, and her cold intent. You have been programmed to believe that being a good woman means being a selfless woman. This programming is a survival mechanism for the herd, but it is a prison for the sovereign. You aren't altruistic. You are terrified that if you claim your riches, the people you love will stop recognizing you. Before we move to the ritual of heroic betrayal, I must speak to the woman watching this who feels the weight of her ancestors on her shoulders. If you are realizing that your struggle is not yours alone, but a repeating cycle in your bloodline, consider subscribing to this channel. We are building a sanctuary for high authority women who are ready to break the generational chains of lack. By joining us, you are helping this radical truth reach other sovereign women who are currently drowning in the guilt of their own potential. This is not just a channel. It is a collective shift in the feminine bloodline. Help us activate the 1%. We have identified the financial shadow and the trap of the source illusion. Now, we will delve into the insecurity block, the most dangerous misunderstanding in money consciousness, and I will show you how the enough protocol can neurologically reset your wealth potential. There is a hidden limiting belief that we all inherit. I don't have enough, and I won't have enough in the future to be okay. You likely want more money so that you can finally feel secure. But this is a paradox. If your motivation for wealth is to escape insecurity, you are grounding your entire financial identity in the frequency of lack. The universe has no awareness of not enough, because it always provides enough for your current state. If you are breathing, you have enough. But your brain, conditioned by ancestral trauma, is stuck in a freeze response. It interprets the future as a predator. To break this, the sovereign must adopt the enough trifecta. You must neurologically ground yourself in 3 truths. I have always had enough. I have enough right now. I will always have enough. This is not a wish. It is an operational fact. When you acknowledge that you have always been provided for, your nervous system moves out of survival, fight or flight, and into sovereign creation. In survival mode, you are blind to opportunities. In sovereign mode, you become a conduit for ideas that create value. Stop desiring money to get you out of a hole. Desire money to finance the expansion of your joy and your vision. Money flows to you when you are an open conduit for it to be put to work, not when you are trying to hoard it out of fear. This is the moment of the great severing. Your words are the first physical form of your new reality. If you have decided, here and now, that the cycle of poverty in your bloodline ends with you. If you are ready to betray the struggle of the past to build the empire of the future, I want you to decree it. Comment below with the words, "The cycle ends with me now." By typing this, you are signaling to your subconscious, your lineage, and the universe that you are no longer available for generational lack. Witness how the energy begins to shift once the guilt is removed. You have made your decree. You have identified the heroic betrayal. Now, we move from the metaphysical to the operational. To survive the shift from a loyal subject to a wealthy sovereign, you need a system. I will now provide you with the financial lineage protocol, the 4 actionable steps to rewrite your blueprint today. To become the sovereign of your wealth, you must act as the operator of your own mind. You do not wait for the blocks to disappear. You dismantle them through precise action. Action 1. The voice audit. For the next 24 hours, you will perform a diagnostic. Every time you think about a purchase, an investment, or your bank balance, notice whose voice is speaking. Is it yours? Or is it your mother's voice saying, "We aren't those kinds of people"? Is it your father's voice saying, "Money doesn't grow on trees"? Write down every family proverb about money you grew up with. Recognize them for what they are, the limits of someone else's territory. Today, you burn the map. Action 2, the honor ritual. In Family Constellations, we do not reject the past. We include it so we can move past it. Light a candle. Look at your ancestors. Say to them, "I honor your struggle. I see what it cost you to survive. And now I do it differently. Please look kindly upon me as I become the wealthy one." You are taking the crown they couldn't wear and placing it on your head in their honor. Action 3, the enough reset. Joe Dispenza teaches that your body is a record of the past. To change your future, you must change your internal state now. 3 times today, when you feel the freeze of financial anxiety, place your hand on your heart and breathe. State the enough trifecta. I have always had enough. I have enough. Right now, I will always have enough. Feel your nervous system shift from protection to reception. Action 4, the value shift. Stop focusing on earning money and start focusing on creating value. Ask yourself, what is a vision for my life that is so exciting it requires the universe to send money to finance it? Whether it is a business that serves thousands or a home that anchors your power, give the currency a reason to flow to you. So, to summarize our transmission, money blocks are forms of blind loyalty. Poverty is a family script. Insecurity is a frequency trap. The enough protocol is your neurological key. Now you must choose. The price of your wealth is the loss of your membership in the cult of struggle. You must be willing to have a different life than your mother. You must be willing to be the bad one who broke the cycle. You are not better than your ancestors because you are rich. You are simply the one who had the courage to turn the lock. The struggle is over. The exile is finished. The wealth of your bloodline has been waiting for a sovereign to claim it. Pick up your crown, betray the lack, build the empire. The choice is yours